Now for our feature story of the day, fam. The price of one Bitcoin hitting $1 million per coin in 2025 is absolutely possible under this one circumstance, according to this Bitcoin influencer. So let's break this story down for you, shall we? So yeah, Trump's idea to add Bitcoin to the U.S. National Reserve is unlikely or even crazy, at least next year, which is now this year, according to experts, including the Bitwise management company, U.S. Federal Reserve Chief Jerome Powell, Lawrence Summers, who served as U.S. Treasury Secretary in 1999-2001. Now here's the guy we're talking about. Bitwise's IT director, Jeff Park, estimated the likelihood of such a plan happening at less than 10%. I want to know if you agree, disagree. My personal thoughts, I'm more optimistic. I think 40% chance, right? I got 40% hope that we can achieve that. Meaning, I don't think it's the most likely scenario, but it's a very strong possibility. Not the most probable, but absolutely possible. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Now, Powell, as well as Summers, did not support the idea at all. Not surprised. Even those who are generally positive about the incoming administration point to the legislative regulatory obstacles to adopting such drastic changes to the state reserve. We all know Jay Powell is in bed with the dollar. He serves lizard folk who work for the dollar and the money printers, and his only job is to pretend the U.S. dollar is strong. We understand. However, Park believes the success of the BIDI adoption in the U.S. could push the price of the major crypto to $1 million per coin, or even higher, as he says here. The idea of the Federal Strategic Bitcoin Reserve in 2025 is an event with a less than 10% probability of happening. This is the only reason Bitcoin can reach 1 million or higher in 2025. However, even if the Trump plan doesn't materialize, demand for the BIDI from traditional companies is expected this year. The reason for the development, such as the trend, may be the success of MicroStrategy and the number of the other companies whose shares rose in value after the adoption of a strategy to create the Bitcoin Reserve. This opinion was expressed to the block by Jake Ostrovsky, a representative of Wintermute, one of the largest market makers for the crypto sphere. The basic idea behind buying the BIDI to boost the corporate balance sheet is that it can improve the company's balance sheet while boosting the stock price. This strategy was started by the MicroStrategy chairman and the one and only Mikey Saylor. And as Bitcoin accumulated since September of 2020, MicroStrategy shares have risen more than 2,000%. That's a 20x, baby. Reaching an all-time high of 543 bones in late November. The previous price peak was $333, recorded in January of 2000. According to data from the TradingView platform as of December 27, MicroStrategy clocked in at 341 bones, baby. And if you don't know, bones is just slang for dollars. I think this will be a pretty strong driver next year, said the expert. I would say Saylor's success makes the strategy more palatable to the other public companies, and I suspect there will be a lot more of them in the near future. Two prime digital asset CEOs, Alexander Blum, told The Block, once upon a time, buying Bitcoin for balance was a reality, only for the crypto natives. Now it's becoming mainstream. Amid the promising post-election prospects, expect more and more publicly traded companies to spend their surplus monies looking at Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And in addition to the continuing trend of buying the BIDI for the balance sheet, he also predicted that some companies may start using Ether as an investment vehicle, as he says here. It's probably a matter of time before someone does the same with Ether. I'm a little skeptical there, but hey, that's just me. For example, Bitwise, Bitcoin management company, has applied for a new ETF, the Bitwise Bitcoin Standard Corporations ETF, which will only buy shares of companies that will add the BIDI to the balance sheet. Another bid for the related fund to MicroStrategy has been submitted by Strive, a management company co-founded by Ramek Ramsawamy. He is expected to co-head the Doge alongside Tesla chief car maker Elon. The fund, called the Strive, the Bitcoin ETF, unlike Bitwise, does not target the purchase of the company's stock, but only debt securities that are issued by companies for the Bitcoin future purchases. MicroStrategy has been issuing such debt and plans to do so in the future. Its experience has been adopted by the largest U.S. mining company, Marathon. For example, November, Marathon issued bonds totaling $700 million with maturity until 2030, part of the raised funds they used to buy the BIDI. However, this had no effect on the Marathon prices. In 2024, the company's share price fell about 18%. And we have other companies doing the Saylor put, such as the Japanese company, Metaplanet, and other companies are following in the footsteps of adopting Bitcoin for the treasury. 2025 2025 is the year of the Bitcoin for the Treasury. The Treasury, the United States, Bitcoin, Reserve, and the other countries are going to follow because they all follow the leader. And the leader is the free world. It's the United States of America. But who has the first mover's advantage? Bitcoin country. Mr. Bukele, the first one to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender all the way back in 2021, front running the rest of the masses. But hey, there you have it. There's the latest and greatest. Let me know if you have any insights there. What are your thoughts on the probability of Bitcoin hitting $1 million in 2025? I shared my personal thoughts, my bull scenarios, 1.1 million, and throwing a random number, I'd say 40% chance Trump follows through with the promises. I like the team behind him. I like they're all pro crypto, but I also understand there's dark forces controlling the money printer, which have a lot of power, and that the things Trump want to do, he may not be able to do. You just never know. So I am also low-key skeptical, but I'm still bullish to the fact, even if things don't go according to plan, even if the forces of evil end up winning when it comes to, Bitcoin laws and shit like that and stockpiling the biddy for the country, I can still see a modest 4x for this cycle. 420. Am I base for the bros? Of course I'm base for the broskies. And we'll leave it at that.